And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Global Citizens. My name is Calvin. I'm the show's host and creator. Now, for today, my guest is Ms Anna Eden here. So the reason why I invited Anna is because recently in our Facebook group that is for TCK, there has been posts by people keep asking about whether they are having a relationship issue whenever they are dating somebody who could be from their host country or even in their home country. So Anna here is actually a third culture kid, and she is also a relationship coach. So she is the one who I believe is able to see from the both side of the coin. So first, of course, welcome Anna. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Okay, Anna. So maybe you can first elaborate a little bit more on your story, on how you started, and of course on your career as a relationship coach.
Yes, okay. So as you've already mentioned, I'm the typical third culture kid, and the reason I became a relationship coach is because ever since I was a child, I was fascinated, or if you like, in love with romantic love. I wanted to learn everything about it, and it was my dream to get married and have a happy marriage myself, which I have now. But to be,
Congratulations.
thank you so much. But to be completely transparent, I think that's also important in my work. I did not grow up with like role models of that, so I
Yeah.
had to learn this myself. And my own journey from this dream or this wish to have this marriage to creating it myself, that's why I became a coach. Because while I was doing this, I became this friend that people would come to and really tell very personal things and ask for advice. And I've always had a very good intuition for people. So I believe at some point everything just came together and I decided to become a coach.
Okay, so this is something that I actually want to ask as a third culture kid. What composes your anchor? Something that keeps you grounded, so something that keeps you moving forward, even with
Mhm.
all the difficulties or even some challenges that you may be facing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that's something we all have to find the answer to as third culture kids, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have this home or this like specific place. So I guess in my case, it's the people, the relationships that I have now with my husband, with my sister, close friends, and things that I create myself. I do a lot of
Mm-hmm.
sports. I love to go outside. And funny little things like a specific tea or a specific scent like vanilla or jasmine smell, and that you can take everywhere. So that's how I create this kind of home feeling for myself
Okay.
wherever I am. Um, yeah, you need to be creative when it comes to this.
Okay. All right. So for those of you who just tuned into this channel for the very first time, yeah, Global Citizens is a show whereby in each episode, I invited third culture kids such as Anna and myself, expatriates and global nomads, or sometimes they use the term digital nomads. So the reason being why I actually invited such individuals who actually spend considerable amount of time living overseas is because different cultures have different ethnicities, different lifestyles, different upbringings, and this resulted in a multiple form of personality and even work culture. If you come to a country for a holiday, of course, it's just a short period of time. You are just there to enjoy the scenery. You will be going to all the tourist vacation spot, and well, you pretty much won't really immerse yourself in the culture. So, like for example, I have one of my guests who actually is from India, Mr. Ravi. When he is living in German, he actually realized the difference in culture is that in German, they really prioritize precision and directness as a priority. And being an Indian, this is something that is counterculture to himself. But if you are somebody who might be from other country, but you grow up in Germany, you experience this, you live it, and when people mention it, you do not really see the differences.
Yeah.
So the reason, so I have, so when I started earlier, I explained the reason why I invited Anna is because a lot of people in TCK pages actually mention how they are having relationship difficulties. And personally, I myself can admit that I've had multiple bad relationships, I guess.
Oh.
But the reason being is not because it's because of a difference in culture. Difference in culture is something that I can attest to that. So Anna, what do you think of this actually? What do you think it could be a potential key to help somebody of different country to actually understand more on dating third culture kids?
Okay, so that would be directly speaking to a person who is not a third culture kid
Yes.
dating third culture.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I guess you should, if you are a person who is very settled down in one place, one culture, you should be prepared for the third culture kid to, from time to time, get a bit restless. So,
Agreed. I have no denial on that.
yes,
I
yes, I
agree.
think we all have this. Like, and I think especially in this group, in the Facebook group where we met, there's that
Yeah.
joke about like moving furniture or feeling comfortable at the airport or in a hotel
Yeah,
or constantly decluttering. So this is all things I do all the time, and
I
I just
agree.
told my husband I need to do this. It makes me feel free. Otherwise, I start to feel stuck. And he says, "Yeah, okay, fine, whatever makes you happy." So I think that's something you should be prepared for. Like, don't be surprised if they start doing things like that. And I guess one thing that I see with my clients is sometimes they're a bit scared to come across snobbish. Like, I had one client, a lady, she's a lovely lady, and she's definitely not a snob. She's so kind hearted. She was taken to a restaurant with Chinese food. And so she lived in China for 10 years. And the food in the restaurant was very, very nice, but it was
It's not
always
authentic.
thieves. Yes, yes, that's it. And so she was really like, she said, I don't know how to say this, like, because I don't want to be a snob, but that's just not Chinese food. So I think give them a bit of credit. Like, they don't mean to be a snob, they just have different experience, and that can be sometimes a barrier, but that can be bridged. So just be prepared for that. And I would say, oh, that's another one. Third culture kids do have opinions. So we do have opinions, but we are able to see situations from different point of views, and that does
Correct.
not make us have not an opinion. We're just able to see several aspects. So I think that can be something that you should be prepared for as well.
And also, it's because, as I earlier mentioned, because living in another country, we experience both positive and negative sides of it. So, as a result, we develop a certain characteristic that is completely different from what you maybe experienced when you only have ever grown up in a single town or in a single country.
Yes.
Uh, so I guess maybe if I can add on to what Anna said is maybe you need to really learn to be open minded. It's
Yeah.
because, and I think I actually kind of agree with what Anna mentioned regarding the snobbish part. It's not that we are being snobbish,
No.
and in fact, even though we may seem wow, I think that's the phrase to describe it, is because we having lived in multiple different parts of the world, we tend to make it seems like we make it give the impression that we are above or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
actually it's not. There's a lot of multiple mental or if not psychological related issue that is going on. It's not that we are
Yes.
unapproachable, in fact we are the most approachable group
Exactly.
you can
Exactly.
ever approach. It's really
Exactly.
is easy. It's just that
Yeah.
maybe there are certain ways that you have to approach us. Like for example,
Oh, that's a good
I
one. Yeah. Yeah.
here in Indonesia, for example, is like when you meet somebody new, within the first 5 minutes after they say hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. They will ask you, are you married? And the person who can ask this question is not even family member. In fact,
I
I've been
know.
asked this question by a Gojek driver whom
I
I don't
know.
even know. Yes,
Yes.
this
Yes.
yes, it's something that we do not understand. Why do you need to ask us this? You don't even know us. And the thing is with Indonesian is because everybody has a very, very direct friendliness whereby
Hmm.
they really want to get to know you, they really want to make friends with you, but the direct approach is something that we cannot accept so willingly. So
Yeah.
I think that attributed to what you mentioned, right, Anna, regarding the snobbishness. Yes.
Yes, I know. And I love the thing you said about bonding because I think we are the most approachable people and we go to the meat of the relation right away. Like we're not
Correct.
into small talk. We feel connected instantly and we get really personal really quick. So yes, we're not distant now.
Yeah, I can agree. I think I agree on that. Okay, so maybe can you please elaborate a little bit more on your coaching platform, the Modern Queen Coaching? Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've only chat with you a little bit on that, and I've actually only seen your website.
Hmm.
Is it true that your husband proposed to you within 5 months' time? That's really amazing.
Yes, yes, he did. He
Wow,
did. Yes.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you please maybe elaborate a little bit more on Modern Queens coaching? It's because I think it's really interesting when there is such platform to help empower women.
Hmm. Okay, yes. Um, The reason it's called Modern Queen is because I believe in this time that we are in for women, it is possible to really live our full potential and at the same time have romantic relationships, like romantic happiness. And the queen comes from what an old Russian lady one time told me when I was a very little girl. She said, always visualize yourself with with a crown on your head and walk through life like this as a woman. And so in my work, I like to work with images. Like I ask my clients to visualize and imagine and work with their mindset. And I coach women only. I help them create romantic love, and I'm a marriage orientated coach. So I help ladies who want to get married or create a serious relationship with the kind of commitments they're looking for.
All right, all right. Okay, so this is actually something that I came across recently. It's a friend of mine who seems to keep getting herself into either a bad relationship or trying to establish connection with individuals who seems to really be bad for herself.
Um,
How would you advise to a woman in order for them to actually give the self a sense of affirmation, and also how to do can they appreciate themselves better? Because I've known her for years, and the way I see it is that she is trying to make a challenge, make herself exit a comfort zone, but it's not necessarily the appropriate kind of comfort zone. So how do you want to answer to that, Anna?
mhm. Yeah. Can I first ask you a question? What exactly do you mean by that these relationships are not good for her? Like what is happening?
Well, the individuals might, well, she could be either a third party, or the
Mm.
second one is that she is trying to establish a relationship with an individual who might not be right for her. And she knows it personally. She even tell people about it, but yet she still insists on fighting in this kind of relationship.
Okay. So that's about beliefs that she has. It's a belief about that she has to work hard for love, that she
Okay.
has to prove to the man that she's the one, that she thinks she needs to win him over. And in
Yep.
my work, I call this very masculine approach to the relationship. And I believe that this is the man's part. So,
Yeah.
as my husband did, he was going for me and he was winning me over. So, if this friend of yours was my client, I would start with her establishing self value and understanding that she does not need to approach love like this, and also really looking at what's going on, why she's interested in the first place in a man who is difficult in that sense, like who's
Yeah.
already in a relationship, who's unavailable emotionally or married, and see what's going on there with her. Why does this even make her be interested, because I would want her to get to a place where she just automatically loses interest in an unavailable man, or in a man who doesn't treat her like a queen. So that is in her. That's work for her, but that's also good news, because that means she can change this. She can totally take charge of this, and she can turn this around.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so it's basically, if I can help break it down, the first thing that or in fact, I think this actually can work on both genders, yeah?
Uh-huh.
You need to have a sense of self-love first
Oh, yes.
before pursuing anything that is beyond that, is because, well, uh what could have happened is more of looking for a sense of affirmation, which,
Hmm.
but if you do not even approve of yourself, then everything that you are trying to do will never assist your development. Yeah, am I right to say that?
And you'll get that reflected back in the type of partner. Like, as much as you approve yourself or respect yourself, that's how you will be treated. Yes.
Okay, okay. So when you first started modern screens coaching, yeah, can I ask, was there individuals who are skeptical on why they should use your service, and what did you do to convince them, and is there any memorable learning situation? By learning situation is, people like to call it a failure, but in my show I don't like to use that term.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so that's three things, right?
Yeah, correct.
Convincing, skepticism, and failure or mistake. Um, so I appreciate people being skeptical. I like when people ask me questions, and I'm very happy to answer and to explain. I like that very much also in a client, that she thinks for herself. Um, However, convincing is not really my thing, because I
Okay.
believe I make myself available online. You get a good look on what my work is about. And I like to have very equal and very powerful connections with my clients. So I would not want the person to be someone I have to convince or like push or pull in. I like people who make their choice by themselves. So
Correct.
I'm not really a coach who goes out to convince or grab like clients or drag them in.
It's true.
And mistake or experience. Not really, actually, but I totally agree with you that every situation is there to teach you something or to learn. And I always use the word mistake like in quotation marks. Yes.
Yeah. Well, everything you can learn, and in fact, I think it was Will Smith who said, "You succeed in life through bad decision. You gain good decision through experience. How do you gain experience? Is through bad decision."
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
For those who just tune in, hi, how are you? Welcome to the show. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, with regards to yourself, with the topic we mentioned earlier on self love, yeah.
Mhm.
What For yourself? What has actually worked in your own personal self development? Do you read any kinds of books or any kind of motivational video that has impacted you positively on that?
I do.
Oh,
But what I mostly do is I like to learn from people. So when I meet someone that to me has this charisma, or this kind of feeling that I get from the person, this person is very positive or very successful, I just take the chance and I ask the person, and I like to learn from the person. So I'm
yes.
very much into this way of learning.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I actually also use that method to learn. And one of my favorite method is actually go to networking events,
Yes.
whereby I actually get to meet a lot of different individuals, because in these kinds of events you are considered equals to everyone.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I mean, if you don't know something and you ask, you are just a fool for a minute. You don't ask at all, then you are a fool for your lifetime.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, mind if I ask something? Yeah, with regards to being a coach, was there any kind of accreditation that is necessary, or this is something that you do because you utilize the platform of social media? Because with regards to social media, is that one of the one of the greatest thing is that you now know that there are people who has a certain level of expertise and credence that might have difficulty in being discovered earlier beforehand, and
Mhm.
social media allows it to do so.
Yeah, that is true. Like I get most of my clients through social media online.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Yeah. And I can, of course, only speak for myself. So I have a degree in psychology and I have a coaching training, a formal
Oh.
training. So I'm a
Okay.
certified coach. Yet I believe that the biggest credential that I have is just my own story and the way that I relate to people and that I'm able to understand their situation from their point of view, which I guess is due to my third culture background.
Okay, okay. So with regards to this, to being a third culture, yeah. So I've actually been introduced to a new term by one of my past guests, Mr. Pablo Troncoso. Shout out to him.
Mhm.
So it is called the global vision. It's because we, the as TCK, as I mentioned, we've seen the bad and the good stuff of
Yes.
living overseas, yes, outside of our own home country. With regards to yourself, how would you say that you are different than those that you have ever met in all the different countries that you have lived in? It's because maybe to make it simple is how would you describe yourself
Mhm.
that is that even though it's actually that makes you unique as compared to, well, your home country and stuff.
Mhm. Um, hmm. I guess I'm very self reliant. I always have this mindset, even now in my marriage. My husband says we're a team, we're together. So I have this instant reflex to do things by myself because
Yep.
there are situations where you just have to be like this. There's
Hmm.
nobody there for you.
Yep.
And I constantly think that everything is relative. So one thing that goes in one country is totally irrelevant in a different country.
Yep.
So I always have a bit of a distance to every situation, or I never feel I'm 100% part of the situation. I think of the culture. So I guess that makes me a bit individual or different to my surroundings.
Okay. Okay. If I recall correctly, you are currently living in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. A bit of fun fact. So one of the real world aspect that I've been using on my show is called Hofstad's cultural dimension. It's
Uh-huh.
six different kind of characteristic dimension
Uh-huh.
that actually describes the difference between people living in different nations. My
Uh-huh.
lecturer is actually from Dublin, Ireland, who taught me
Oh,
this. So it comes full circle when it comes
oh,
to
very nice.
you. Okay. So after living in Ireland, right, for several years now, because you are also married, because your husband is Irish, yeah?
Yeah.
How has your perspective and mindset has changed throughout the time that you spent? Maybe as both a married couple and your perspective as a TCK.
I guess we're thinking about really settling down because I'm not so sure that I would want my children to go through the same. Even
Yeah.
though it is very beautiful when you have reached the stage that we're at now, as a child and as a teenager, I think it can be very confusing. So it's settling down that has changed. Um, and I guess that's the main thing I would say. The main thing is about really seriously considering to settle down.
Okay, okay. So you don't wish to put your child through what you have been through, yeah? Am I right to say that?
Yeah, not really, not really.
Okay, okay, yeah. From personal experience, I guess I can agree to it.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how would you advise the younger generations of third culture kids who are moving to a new country? How do you think they can ingratiate themselves better? Is because we the thing is that it's different with expatriates because expats are grown up, they are adults, they already
Mhm.
know where they are from, they already understand who they are, and when they are moving to a new country, well, they are there to work. So pretty much, maybe in the personal home aspects, they would have been guaranteed by their company. But for a third culture kid, you are there as a young visitor in your country. You don't even know your own personal identity, and here you
Mhm.
are in a new country whereby you need to adapt to a new situation. How would you explain to them how they can ingratiate themselves better?
I think first of all, be nice with yourself. Like give yourself a lot of credit and don't be hard on yourself. Like if you come to a new country like this and things don't work out right away, don't make yourself feel bad about it. Like that this is my fault, there's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just most of the time misunderstandings and learning opportunities. And then I would say get a mentor, like find
Oh,
somebody who is more experienced and ask questions and really get support. I think you don't need to figure this out by yourself. Like it's too much to try to understand everything by yourself, and get somebody from outside with an outside perspective to just support you in the process.
yeah, I can agree to that because a lot of us TCK when we fail in our host country, we tend to feel it a lot more because first off we already feel that we are an outcast,
Yeah.
or as I like to call it, we are the citizens of the lonely corner. The reason being
Yes.
is that when I was younger, there used to be a staircase in my primary school whereby I used to sit. It's because I just find it very difficult to hang around with people
Yeah.
who are of locals. So yeah,
I know.
that is one. So is that for along with that, yeah?
Mhm.
Because there's recently a child who I don't know whether how young is he. He's really young though, I feel. He posted in TCK pages that he's moving abroad, and he was posting about more he was more of boasting some of the personal privileges that he will get when he's moving abroad. So that what Anna says is something that works well. It's because when you are there as a visitor to the host country, you need to be respectful on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Anna. So this is actually going to be my last question. Okay.
Mhm.
What three advices would you give to somebody who just graduated from a university if they want to pursue maybe a career like what you're doing as a coach? Or maybe they have actually studied something that they thought that they wanted, but when they enter the real world, they entered a crossroad because they don't know whether this is right for them.
Hmm. Don't expect yourself to know everything right away. Just take things step by step. Just always focus on the next thing and enjoy your life while you do it. Like, don't be like all in the future and completely miss the present. Just focus on the present and take it step by step and
Okay.
trust yourself. And I think you will have these ideas of where you want to go and what you have to do with your life. And while you do it, you will probably find something else that's much more interesting or better for you. So just step by step.
Mm. All right. All right. That is actually my final question. Yeah. Anna, do you have anything to say there? Okay, because I've actually put your Instagram and any other of your social media contacts
Okay.
in the description box. Maybe is
Mhm.
there any advice you want to give to the people watching this? For those of you who just tune in, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. And yeah, Anna, do you have anything maybe you want to say, or maybe if there's an upcoming courses that you are going to be conducting?
So yeah, I have a private Facebook group. It's called Circle of Modern Queens. I would love to invite any woman who is interested in my work to go there. Or of
Sorry,
course,
can I? Sorry,
yeah,
Anna. Let me also. Please, the keyword here is a woman. Woman, please.
yeah,
The
yeah.
woman, yeah, not man.
Yeah, yes. I'm specialized in coaching women. I feel that's what I understand the most about. So
Yeah,
yes. Yes. So
yeah.
that's for women. Um so that's where you can find me. And I'm very happy to connect with women and answer further questions if they're interested.
All right. Okay. So first off, let me give a little shout out to Miss Raiden Liling Yao. She's actually a dear friend of mine. She's living in Singapore now.
Oh,
So yeah, with that, thank you so much to all those who have tuned in to the show. So this is actually episode 19 of Global Citizens. There will be two more before ending this year, 2019.
mm,
So Anna, hope you have enjoyed yourself.
mm.
Have fun for the rest of your day, and also in case I forgot to mention this, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much, and same to you.
And with that, that's the end of Global Citizens. Thank you so much for those who have tuned in, and have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.